Another leak showing some NSA tools for hacking computers.
Should you be concerned about your own PC?
Well, Thor Schrock is here to compute this. Good to see you, Thor.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
So you have a good weekend? Good Easter?
I did. Did you?
Well, we did fantastic. You know what? The Easter egg, remember when we used to hard boil the eggs? We'd paint them, we'd hunt down the most beautiful egg and we'd take it and we'd eat the warm, soggy, hard-boiled egg, and it would just smell. Remember the good old days?
I never did that.
Now they have the eggs that crack open, and there's treats in them.
We put them in a dish, and we'd leave them on like the mantle for like a half a week, and eat through them. And like, I met my wife. She said, "You're supposed to refrigerate those." I'm like, "That's why I can eat anything now."
There you go.
Let's talk about this. NSA tools that kind of got leaked out. What happened here? Explain what happened here.
Okay, so the NSA is obviously a spy agency. And they have tools that allowed them to get covert access to computers. Not just covert access like, hey, you know, we can intercept what you're sending, but like I can take control of your mouse. It's like you're in a Schrock desk. I can take control of the computer. I can open files. I can install programs. It's like I'm sitting in front of your system. Those tools got leaked. And so they're all over the dark web. So now what we have is a scenario where every bad guy out there is going to be, you know, these tools were designed to target businesses, but unfortunately, there's a lot of these little wannabe hackers. They're called script kiddies, and they're not good enough to, not kitty cat, but,
right?
Yeah, they're not good enough to write their own stuff, but they're good enough to tweak somebody else's stuff. And so they're going to take these tools that were designed to, you know, infiltrate the Swift bank, for example. And you know, there's nothing on my computer that anyone really would want. But if they got on my computer and encrypted everything and wanted to demand a ransom from me, you know, I'd have to think long and hard about paying that ransom if, you know, and especially when you think you have antivirus, you think you have cyber defenses, and then all of a sudden you don't, because this just circumvents all of it.
So how do they do that? Do they get in with your IP address? How does that work? Do they target specific individuals?
Yeah, basically this impacts any Windows 7 computer or Windows 8 computer. So you shouldn't be running Vista anymore, as we've discussed multiple times. So that's gone. Now you certainly shouldn't be running XP anymore. But basically Windows 7, Windows 8 is still pretty popular. So this does not impact Windows 10 computers. So, you know, if you did want to upgrade your computer, now's a great time to do it, so on and so forth. But, you know, the thing is, this Windows 7 and Windows 8 is some of the most popular operating systems still in existence right now. And as a result, those computers are completely open to vulnerability through a number of, these are called zero-day vulnerabilities. And there's no coincidence. Patch Tuesday is the second Tuesday of the month. So Microsoft released patches about a week and a half ago. Then this leak comes out on Easter weekend. I'm sure that the dedicated individuals at Microsoft spent their Easter weekend writing patches to plug these vulnerabilities. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure they did.
I'm sure of it.
But will the antivirus that we have on our computers protect us from those hacks?
Unfortunately not. It can protect you from some of the tools that the bad guys might try to install on your computer. As a precautionary measure, we used to have in our endpoint software that we provide our clients and our customers, basically, there was an option that you could turn off your endpoint. And we give people that option to turn off their endpoint. Like I was trying to install a Bitcoin client the other day, and my endpoint kept thinking it was a virus. And I was like, oh, come on, just turn it off, right? Well, the bad guys, now that they have remote access to your computer, can just turn off your endpoint too and install whatever they want. So we've taken out that option temporarily for the next couple weeks, just to make sure that if you have our endpoint software, if somebody tries to install a nasty tool, it'll catch the tool, but it can't stop the person getting into your computer. There is no defense against it. That's why it's called a zero-day exploit.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Kayla.
What else can casual computer users do to protect themselves from this?
Gotcha. So here's the biggest thing, the number one thing that you can do is be very, very vigilant about patches in the next 2 weeks. These vulnerabilities will get patched. I was joking about the Easter thing, okay? But you know, they are working at it
Somebody probably had one heck of a terrible weekend, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah, the bad guys on the darknet, they weren't doing the Easter egg roll, if you know what I mean. They were working on their tools. But basically what you can do is stay on top of these patches, because it's not just Microsoft. You know, your Windows Update patches, there's not another scheduled patch Tuesday until the second Tuesday of next month. It wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft releases some called out-of-band updates that are kind of off schedule, that they'll release early to patch some of these things. But the other things is there's vulnerabilities in Java and Flash and Adobe Reader and Skype and Dropbox. So
you've got to stay up to date with all those new releases.
It's
and
a lot
there's
of
a website right down here, secureupdater.com,
That's right.
a reminder about what that does.
I was like, where?
Don't see it down here.
Yeah, the Secure Updater is a great program. You can install it. There's a 2-week free trial. You don't have to spend any money on it, but it'll update all of your programs on your computer, the third-party programs, to the most recent versions, and then that way you don't have to worry about it. And if it's free for 2 weeks. use the 2-week free trial, let it do its thing, and that's going to keep you safe through this period, and by then everything should be patched up.
All right, one final thing I want to touch on before you leave, the ultimate upgrade sale. That's what they've got going on over at Schrock Innovations right now. How's that going? And explain what it's for. It's laptops and desktops, right?
Laptops and desktops. I haven't got the count this morning yet, but as of Friday we had 9 left, and we're going to find out today if we can get more solid states or not at the prices we were getting them at.
9 of each, 9 total?
9 total solid states. So basically we can put the solid states in laptops or desktops. But if you check it out on our website at SchrockInnovations.com, you can order online. We are open today though from 10 to 8, so you can pop in and take a look at the display models as well.
Fantastic. Schrock Innovations, SchrockInnovations.com. 2 locations in the Omaha area. You got one at Village Point and then Papillion, and then also the Service Center in Lincoln as well. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
Stay off the dark net.
Yes.
Right. Stay
off the
away
dark
from them.
net.
Thank you, Thor.